Perfect. Class is going. Welcome, welcome. Today we are doing some hip flexors and hamstrings. There we go. Now I can see your lovely faces. Hopefully you can see me. If you have blocks, grab them, or a strap, grab them. If you don't, find like a belt or books, anything that you can use at home to support your practice, because our peak pose today will be helpful to have a strap. So there's a link for the playlist in the chat and also in the class description. So go ahead and find that now. You can copy and paste it, open up in a different tab, or if you want to open up in a different device, that's another way to use it. Feel free to do music free if that works best for you. But we'll do a countdown, start that playlist in 3, 2, 1, go. So we're going to start today laying on your back. Bring your seat to the earth, extend your legs long, roll down, and allow your arms to come out by your sides. You will want your strap eventually, so bring that close to your hands. If you have a towel or sweatshirt or anything, that all works. Begin to breathe into your belly. Exhale, deflate the belly. Start slowing down your breath. Really fill up the body and let it go. Take your strap, wrap it around the ball of your right foot, and extend it up toward the ceiling. Press through the heel, pull the ball closer to you, ball foot. On your inhale, lengthen your leg. On your exhale, use that strap to pull the leg closer to you. You should be feeling sensation in the back of your legs. Keep your left leg long and straight on the earth. Bring your left hand to the top of your left hip. Press it down. If you have really tight hamstrings, you can bring a slight bend to that leg or even walk it further away from you. The moment you start to feel sensation, you are getting the benefits from the stretch, so be there. Keeping your left hip down, draw your strap and your right leg out to the right side. Take a moment to feel your shoulders and your hips and your left heel down on the earth. Inch your right hand closer to your right foot on the strap. You may be flexible enough that you can grab onto your big toe with your first 2 fingers. That's not in the cards for you today, don't worry. This will be our peak pose, but we're going to do it standing eventually. So notice how this feels. We'll do a lot more opening up of the hips and the hamstrings, the hip flexors and hamstrings to make this possible. All right, bring it back to center, switch sides, loop that strap around the left foot and extend it to the sky. You're still doing that deep, soothing breathing, filling up your belly with air and allowing it to deflate with a full exhale out. With every deep breath in, lengthening the leg, and with every exhale, pulling a little closer to you to feel that whole hamstring light up. Extend through your heel and breathe. Getting ready to open the hip out to the side. Use your right hand to anchor your right hip toward the earth, and the left leg opens. Inching your left hand up on the strap so at least that left arm is long. Leave a long straight line in your body, your shoulders, your hips, your heels, all pressing firmly down on the earth. Find some joy in this present moment, feeling the stretch, letting yourself be on the ground, Not feeling apprehensive about where we're going next, just being here. Inhale that left leg up to center. Remove the strap, set it off to the side. Hug those knees into your chest. Give yourself a big hug. And then begin to roll back and forth. So you bring yourself up to a seated position. I see we have a few more folks joining us in class. There is a playlist in the class link if you want to open it in Spotify and play along with us. Otherwise, it will be nice and quiet and mindful. So in an easy cross-legged position, bring your hands to your knees. We'll take a cat-cow in the seated position. Inhale to lift the collarbones, lift the gaze. Exhale to round the spine, bring the chin to the chest. Inhale, come forward, arching the spine, lifting the chin. Exhale to roll on back. Switch the cross of the legs, bring your opposite shin in front. See if you can give some love to the other hip and sit in a way you don't normally. Inhale, do that again. Use the pole of your knees to arch forward. Exhale, using that hug of your knees to roll further back on your sits bones. And then follow your own breath. Take a few of these movements. And then we'll meet at the top of your mat. Come to a stand. Bring your feet hip width distance apart. Inhale, sweep your fingers up to the sky. Exhale to fold. Bring your hands through heart center and all the way down to the earth. Interlace your fingers at the base of your head and let the weight of your arms pull your head and your neck down so the crown of your head is toward the earth. Find a slight bend in your knees. Feel the space across your lower back. And then keeping this heavy sensation in the head and the neck, release the hands, reaching the fingertips down toward the earth, or if you can get there, resting them on the earth. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Take a long spine. Inhale for a flat back. Exhale to plant your palms and step yourself back into a high plank. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower all the way down to the earth. Inhale for cobra. Peel your shoulders off the mat, gaze forward. Exhale for child's pose. Bring your knees wide, toes come to touch. Sink your forehead down to the earth. Take a deep breath in. Take a breath out. Notice how all the other sensations are cut off. It's just you and your breath, the mat, and maybe the music. All these things reminding you to be present, to be mindful. Press it up into a downward facing dog. So to get there, spread your fingers wide on the mat. Press into your hands. Bring your legs hip width distance apart. Lift your hips really high. And then press your heels down toward the earth. If you have tight hamstrings, you can bend your knees. And this really helps to get a good downward dog alignment for everybody. Bend your knees super generously. Inhale, lift your hips really, really high. Straighten your arms, straighten your spine. And then if you're able to drive your heels back down to the earth, go ahead and do so. Keeping that bend in the knees if you need that to straighten your spine. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale, bend your knees even more, look forward, and walk to the top of your mat for a forward fold. Head and neck, release, hang loose. Take a deep breath in, long spine. Exhale, step the right leg back behind you. Inhale for a low plank, stay here for a breath. Exhale, still in low plank. Inhale, take a gentle twist. Plant your right palm, lift your fingers, left fingers up to the sky. Exhale, plant your left palm down, step it back into a downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts back behind you. Exhale, step it through the hands. Doing that same thing. Right palm plant, left arm lifts. Can you twist a little deeper? Exhale, step it to a forward fold. Inhale to rise, sweep the arms all the way up to the sky. Bring your palms together, exhale, come all the way down. Halfway lift, shoulder blades together. Exhale, step the left leg back behind you. Low lunge, all 10 fingers on the earth. Take an extra breath here. Look forward and settle in. Then plant your left palm on the earth. Your next inhale, sweep your right fingertips up to the sky. Exhale, plant the right palm down. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Right leg lifts, three-legged dog. Lift it really high to the sky. Exhale, step it through. Left palm plants. You've got that low lunge twist. A little more comfortable. We're meeting a forward fold, top of the mat. Long spine, deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Inhale to rise, sweep all the way up to the sky. And then exhale, come back down to the earth. All right, still got a little bit more warming up to do if you need to take a moment to make your space more comfortable. I have this mysterious traveling mat. No matter what I do, it always heads over to one side of the wall, so no judgment. Get yourself set up and we'll flow again. Back in a downward facing dog is where I'll meet you. Inhale your right leg back behind you. Three-legged dog. Exhale to step it through. This time for a warrior one. Ground your left heel down. Bring your fingers to your hips as you come to a stand. Swivel your hips forward, shoulders shining forward. Inhale to rise. Stacking the right knee over right ankle, fingertips toward the sky. As you exhale, drop your shoulders. Press your weight into the baby toe side of your left foot. As you inhale, recommit to twisting forward with the shoulders and the hips. One more deep breath in to energize all the way through the fingertips. And then exhale, open it out to a warrior two. Pressing evenly between both feet. Your right leg's likely taking all the weight, so press into that left foot, especially the outside of the left foot. Drop the shoulders, reach long with the hands. Gaze off the middle fingers of the right hand. Nice. And cartwheel yourself back to the mat. Hands plant on either side of the right foot. Step your right foot back. Flow through your vinyasa. Go to a high plank. Exhale to low. Up dog, deep breath in. Down dog, deep breath out. Left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it through, warrior one. Ground on the right side of the foot. Sweep the fingers high. Shine the hips forward. Don't just think about how your body is looking, the shape or the space. Notice what you're feeling. See if you can feel something positive, whether that's the beat of the music. Get yourself to move a little bit, dance. Feel comfortable in your space. And the fact that you're not in a studio, you're in your own very comfy space, hopefully makes you feel more comfortable in your body. Open it out to a warrior two. Left fingertips out in front, right arm back behind, shoulders roll down. Find a little joy. Find some expression, some movement. And we'll head back to your downward facing dog. You can flow through your vinyasa, high to low plank. Following your breath. Inhale to lift the heart. Back to a downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Everybody, I want to hear your sigh out all the way to Oakland. Let it go. One more time. Deep breath in. Deep breath. Don't be afraid to make noise. Let it go. Whew. All right. Right leg lifts. Deep breath in. Exhale, step it through. Warrior one again. Inhale to rise. Warrior two. Exhale to open out. Open the hips. Reverse your warrior. Left arm goes down the leg as the right fingertips reach up to the sky. You have an option to wrap your left arm around your low back. Continue to open through the right side of the body, stretching the right oblique. And then we'll move from here to an extended side angle. Right forearm, top of the right knee. Left arm goes up and over. Reach long with the left fingertips. I don't want to see any floppy hands. Really ignite the fingers and the toes. Long, straight line of energy on the left side of your body. And then back to the earth. Optional vinyasa, that high to low plank, or press it right back to a downward facing dog. Follow your body, follow the inspiration. Keep breathing deeply. That part's not optional. Other side, left leg lifts back behind you. Exhale, step it forward. Warrior one. Warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Take an extra breath. Really lengthening that left side of the body. Extending the right arm down the leg, or wrapping it around your low belly, your low back, excuse me. You can wrap around your belly, it won't be nearly as good of a stretch. Your next exhale takes you forward to an extended side angle, left forearm to the top of the left thigh. Long straight line of energy on the right side of the body. Bring your gaze up toward the ceiling. Feeling that sensation of stacking the shoulders, one on top of the other. Doing whatever's comfortable with your head and your neck, but keep that intention, keep reaching long, yes. And then come all the way down to the earth. I'll meet you in a downward facing dog. Take a few breaths to make this your practice. If you feel inspired to dance, take a moment to wiggle, to pedal out your feet. I am not a dancer, but I love how the scripted movements of yoga allow for a little bit of play, and that makes me feel like it's a dance. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward, and walk or hop to the top of your mat for a forward fold. Take a moment to reset. Inhale to rise, sweep the arms up to the sky. Bring the palms, hands to heart center. Vinyasa means flow. So we're gonna flow together, connecting breath to movement. Inhale, sweep the fingers up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, all the way down. Long spine, deep breath in. Exhale, step the right leg back behind you for warrior one, right heel comes down. Inhale to rise. Warrior two, deep breath out. Reverse your warrior on your inhale. And extended side angle on your exhale. One breath in. On your exhale, plant your palms, vinyasa or downward facing dog. This is a power vinyasa class. There's a lot of extra fun push-ups. Get your heart pumping, to feel joy in your body, to feel strong. But if you need to wind it down, you can always hang out in a child's pose or skip vinyasa. I'm not judging you. Make it your practice. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Walk or hop forward, fold at the top of your mat. Inhale to rise, come to a stand. Bring the palms together, forward fold. Long spine as you breathe in. And then step your left leg back. Warrior one. Rise. Warrior two. Reverse your warrior, take a breath in. And then extended side angle, take a breath out. Extend your fingertips long. Plant the palms. I'll meet you in a forward fold. If you ever want to do your vinyasa, go for it. But everyone else, step to the top of your mat. We'll hang out here for a few breaths. So you've done the same sequence twice with the warriors, the extended side angle, and the vinyasa. I'm going to give you a few moments to do that flow on your own with no cues from me. So take a moment, turn up your music, and you can follow me or do whatever you want. Flow on your own, find some joy, find some dancing. You could take a dance break for these couple minutes. It's all you. Go. About halfway through this flow on your own. You got it. Trust in yourself. If you're flowing, you're dancing, you're doing yoga. And when you get to the end of your flow, I'll meet you in a forward fold again, your feet hip width distance apart. Tuck your pinkies into elbow creases, like your arms are folded across your chest, but allow gravity to drag them down toward the earth. Breathe out, let it go. Nice work, all right. Inhale to rise, bring yourself all the way up to a stand. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, long spine. Step your right leg back behind you, crescent lunge, all 10 toes pointing forward. Keeping your back knee lifted. Inhale your fingers up toward the sky. Roll your shoulder blades down your back, draw them together. Straighten your right leg as much as you can. And here's the promised love for your hip flexors. We'll take a twist, taking your right arm in front of you, left arm back behind. Reaching your arms long, keeping your right heel lifted off the earth. Your body will follow your gaze so you can look over that left shoulder. And then a reverse crescent lunge twist, which is where your left arm goes down the left leg. Your right arm goes up toward the ceiling. One more inhale, reach your right arm further up and back behind you. And then in the exhale, we'll land in a crescent lunge twist. Your right elbow comes to the top of your left knee. Bring your palms together. Recommit to extending your right leg back behind you. Press into your palms, look over your left shoulder. Crescent lunge twist. Option to open the arms out to a T and continue to press the tricep of the right arm into the outside of the left leg. One more inhale here. Exhale, open to warrior two. Pivot the right heel down, left arm out in front, right arm back behind you. Nice. One smooth motion. Reverse. Breathe in. Extended side angle, breathe out. We've been here before. Variation on your extended side angle, more active. Inhale your left arm off of that left knee. Bring your arms to parallel, engage your core. Or more flexible, more stretchy oriented, instead of resting your left forearm on the top of your left knee, bring it past the left leg. If the ground feels a little far away, bring a block. And try and keep that right side of the body nice and long. We'll stay here in your side angle variation, whatever you choose, for 3, 2, and 1. Bring the palms down. Flow it out in your vinyasa. I'll meet you in a downward facing dog. Whew. Very nice. Bend the knees, look forward. Forward fold, top of your mat. Halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, the opposite leg steps back behind you. That would be the left leg this time, right? Oh my goodness, rights and lefts. Sometimes, simplest things. Inhale, crescent lunge. Oh yeah, it's definitely this leg. My left leg's like, woof, this is new. Stretch that left leg back behind you. Stack your right knee on top of the right ankle. Really feel the joy of this crescent lunge, especially after a long day of sitting. So good to open up the hip flexors. We'll take a crescent lunge twist. First, by keeping the arms parallel to the earth, reach the right arm back behind you, left arm in front. Bring your gaze back off the fingertips of the right hand. Try and straighten that left leg. Reverse crescent lunge. Right arm goes down. Left fingertips reach up. There's lots of work, lots of joy and stretching here for the hip flexors, the obliques, side of left shoulder. If it feels crunchy, only normal. And now to the promised twist. Left elbow lands down on the right knee. Palms come together. Re-extend that left leg and look over your right shoulder. Challenge yourself to stay active here. Open your arms like wings to add a little more challenge. Very nice. Visualize opening up to warrior two before you get there. This is a hard pose to balance in, so if you stumble, no big deal. Come on back. Warrior two, palms come together, heel grounds down, right arm out in front. Ooh, nice and smooth. Reverse your warrior. Extended side angle. Take your variation. Let's see. Grab my blocks. I love my blocks. They're the best. Take one more breath. And I'll meet you in a downward facing dog. Flow it out. Find some joy in this little yoga push-up. Vinyasa classes have tons of them, but that's how you keep warm and add activity to a somewhat passive stretching class. I think they can be quite fun. All right, so let's do that flow again, shall we? Right leg lifts back behind you. Exhale, step it through. Warrior, crescent lunge. All 10 toes forward, fingers rise. Exhale, twist. One breath for movement. Right arm down, left fingers up and over. Exhale, twisted crescent lunge. Inhale, straighten the spine. Exhale, warrior two. Reverse, deep breath in. Extended side angle, deep breath out. Do something fun. Do something that fills you with joy for a breath. And then I'll meet you back in a downward facing dog. So much faster this time, right? Other side, left leg lifts. Step it through the hands. Crescent lunge. Exhale, T-twist. Arms come to parallel with the earth. Inhale, reverse crescent lunge. Ooh. Don't fall over. Well, actually, if you do, just come back. Doesn't matter to me. Exhale, twisted crescent lunge. Inhale to straighten the spine. Stack the shoulders, straighten the right leg. Exhale, open it out. Warrior two. Every time a little more graceful on that transition. Reverse. Breathe it in. Side angle. You know what to do. Downward facing dog. All you overachievers, if you need a vinyasa to feel achieved, do it. I feel achieved not vinyasing, so take your variation. There's some satisfaction in it. We've got one more variation to flow on your own. Now, if you need some child's pose today, some love for the hips and the low back, you can hang out there. But we've got some Bad Bunny playing. We've got some reggaeton. So take this inspiration, this flow, follow your breath. Do whatever you want or follow me. Flow on your own. Just about halfway through. You've got it. Feel free to close your eyes, really listen to your body, especially if you're doing it on your own. Do this. This practice is for you. And whenever you are ready, we'll meet you back in your downward facing dog. Feel free to take a moment, grab some water. Nice. Now, some of you might be thinking, hey, you promised me this really fun balance pose, peaks pose. What are we doing here? We'll get there, I promise. Downward facing dog, lift your hips high, press your heels down toward the earth. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step it forward. Warrior one. Exhale to warrior two. Triangle pose. Lengthen your right leg. Reach your right fingertips forward as far as you can. Your left hip goes back, back, back. And then your right arm can come down either to the floor, feels far away for me, so you can bring a block, or even bring that right fingertips to the shin, left fingertips up to the sky. On your next inhale, bring yourself up like you're in a warrior two. We have a straight right leg. Tick-tock your feet toward the wide side of your mat. We'll take a wide-legged forward fold by bringing your fingertips down toward the earth, walking them so they're in line with your toes and the crown of the head toward the earth. Very nice. See if you can relax your head and your neck to commit to this wide-legged forward fold just a little deeper. And inhale to rise. TikTok your feet back to the front of the mat, like you're setting up for a warrior one. Swivel the fingers up toward the sky. Exhale, plant palms. Downward facing dog, optional vinyasa. Left leg steps through the hands. We'll take a warrior one. Over to a warrior two. And a triangle pose on this side. Hips go back, left finger goes forward and down. Imagine both sides of your body are staying long. It can be really easy just to collapse into one side. That's not the goal. Your left side stays super, super long. You can support that with a shin or a block. Imagine someone's grabbing hold of your right hand and pulling you a little taller to help straighten the spine, straighten the sides of the body. And then use the strength of the core to come up to a stand. TikTok your toes toward the wide side of the mat, but then walk them out just a little bit wider. Exhale, sink the hips. Very nice. So this is what you call a goddess pose. Bring your palms together at heart center. Sink your hips a little lower. Nice. Stay here for a breath. And another. And then wide-legged forward fold. Whew. Bring your toes to the long sides of your mat and forward fold toward the earth. We'll come back to a forward fold at the top of your mat. Feet hip distance apart. Inhale, take a long spine. Exhale, fold it all the way forward. Inhale to rise, come all the way up to a stand. And exhale, stay put. Inhale, bring your right knee into your chest, interlace your fingers around that right knee. We've been here before, doing a lot of balancing poses. So we're going to start with a variation of this peak pose, which is just the hand to knee. Bring your left hand to your left hip. I'm going to swivel around so you can see this. And then open your right knee out to the side. Nice. All right. Feels feasible. You can balance on the left leg. You can grab a wall if you need some support with the left side. But you've got your shoulders stacked above hips, stacked above the left foot. Very nice. Bring it to center. Take a deep breath in, and on your deep breath out, airplane pose. Step forward at the waist, get back behind you. Find an upward facing dog quality to the chest as you kick your right leg back. The right knees flex toward, right toes, excuse me, flex toward the knee, keeping that lifted leg active. Exhale, forward fold with the fingers, but keep that right leg up. The floor is a little far away. Option to bring blocks. Now you're in a warrior three with that right leg lifting back behind you. Let your forehead relax. Let your head and your neck hang loose so that your crown of the head is down toward the earth. Move from here to a half splits. That means just raising your right leg back behind you as high as you possibly can while still keeping your hips square. For me, it helps to bend the knee, drive through the heel, and commit to the forward fold or bring the left forehead toward the left shin. Right leg straightens and reaches up, 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 back behind you. Wherever you're at, that's beautiful. Keep it going. And then release. Bring your right leg down. Take a forward fold, shake it out. Whew. Let's do the other side. Inhale to rise all the way up to the sky. Exhale, palms to heart center, stay standing. Left knee into the chest. Hand to knee pose, draw it out to the side. Finding some confidence here since we've spent some time giving love to the hips, hamstrings, hip flexors. Inhale, draw the left knee into the chest. Airplane pose, tip it back. And lift with the chest and the left leg. Warrior three on your next exhale. Forward folding with the chest. Your warrior three, you've got your left leg lifted parallel to the earth. And the half splits, so we're going next. Bending the knee, driving the heel, the toes up toward the earth as the crown of the head reaches down. Keeping that left leg really reaching toward the sky. If the bend in the knee allows you to lift that leg higher, go for it, keep it. You got it, you're strong. And release. Forward fold. Shake it out, let it go. Take some shakes of the head. Nod yes, shake no. Whew. And settle in. All right, we're gonna do that just like our other sequences 3 times. The third time, we'll engage the peak pose. So inhale to rise. This is the 1 breath per movement round. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, open it out to the side. Inhale, come through center, set up for airplane pose. Tip it back, breathe it out. Take an extra lift in your airplane for the chest and the leg. Warrior 3 as you exhale. Inhale for half splits. Reach that right leg high. And exhale, forward fold. Very nice. Inhale to rise. Hands come to heart center. Breathe out. Left leg lifts, deep breath in. Open it out to the side. Inhale, come forward. Airplane pose. Press your left footprint back on the wall. Lift, launch your plane. Warrior 3, plant the palms. Lift the left leg for a half splits, standing splits. And forward fold. Whew. All right. Let your head, your neck go. Take a moment to shake it out, reset. Grab your strap or your belt or your sweatshirt, whatever you have near you. Take your right knee into your chest. Take your prop, wrap it around the ball of your left foot, left hand to left hip. Step 1, extend the leg out in front of you. There's no shame in finding a wall here, since this is a big party for the hamstrings and the hips. All right, you've got this. Next step, draw it out to the side. Extend your left arm in the opposite direction. And if this feels, hey, this is doable, start to walk your hands toward your foot on that strap. Maybe you can even grab a hold of the big toe and find a big toe pose. Give it a try. Find something strong. Come back to it. You got it. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Oh, I admire someone who can stumble and get back up so much more than someone who never stumbles. So way to be strong. Way to come back to it. Let's try the other side. Whew, let's first take a moment, shake it out. I used to do a lot of track running, and the shakeout was the most important way to de-stress. So in the same way, if you put yourself through stress in yoga class, take a moment, whew, shake it off. Other side. Left knee comes up. Spread your right toes on the mat. Get them ready because they're going to be doing a lot of work. Lasso the left foot, right hand, right hip, and extend. Feel comfortable here. Find your point to focus on the wall in front of you, something that doesn't move, that will help you stay still. And then open the left leg out to the side. Nice. So strong, so still. Take a moment to push your growth zone just a little bit. Reach further on the strap. Maybe even grab hold of those toes. Checking that your shoulders are in line with your hips. 3. Hold it for 2. Hold it for 1. And release. Woo! All right. Nice work. Inhale, sweep the fingers up toward the sky. Forward fold, let it go. halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, plant the palms, step yourself back. You can take a bonus feel good vinyasa or just press it right back into a downward facing dog, your choice. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale, glide forward into your high plank, everybody. And then come down onto your belly. We'll take a moment to rest. Extend your arms long on either sides of your body. Bring one cheek to the mat for a gentle neck stretch. Just hang out. Slow down. This class is not over. There's still so much more we can do to take care of our legs, our body, to feel a little bit more joy, to work through those tight spaces, so you ultimately have a bit more freedom. Bring your left arm in front of you. We'll take a variation of bow pose by grabbing onto your right ankle. If your right ankle feels far away, use that strap, whatever you have, to grab a hold of the foot. Draw the knees together. Inhale to lift the chest. Can you kick into your right arm so that the quad comes off of the earth and you're resting on the hips? Bring the chin down toward the chest and do all the lifting with the upper back. And then release. Come to the opposite cheek on the mat. You have an option to bend the knees and drop the feet from side to side to release the low back. And then we'll take this on the other side. Right forearm becomes your base. Reach back, grab a hold of the left foot. Inhale to lift up, keeping your knees still hip width distance apart. Lift a little higher. Lift that quad off of the earth, press into the left hand, and then come on down. We're going to take that with both of the legs. Bring your forehead back down to the earth. Grab a hold of both ankles if you can reach them. Inhale to lift. Kicking into your hands. Lifting the quads off the earth. Staying here for 5, 4, knees hip distance apart. 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, child's pose, bring the knees wide, hips go low, forehead down to the earth. And just notice the sensation and how lovely it is to feel space across the low back after doing some of that work. Downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk or hop to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, sink the hips. Come down into a seated position and roll all the way back onto your back. Setting up for a bridge pose. So bring the legs hip distance apart. And you touch your heels. Feel the footprint solid on the mat. The triceps pressing into the earth. As you inhale, lift your hips high. Imagine drawing your shoulder blades together underneath you. Can you inhale to lift your hips a little higher? And exhale to sink them down to the earth. Bring your knees into your chest. Drop them from side to side, especially after a lot of these twists. And after a long week, you might be feeling some stress in your back, so why not take these moments to give yourself a massage. Plant the soles of your feet. We're going to go into a bridge pose again, but bring your legs close enough that you can perhaps grab onto the ankles with your hands, It's not accessible in every body, but it might be a little closer. Once you inhale, lift your hips up. Bridge pose again. Similar to what we did when we were laying on our bellies, can you grab a hold of your ankles? And then lift your hips a little higher, rolling your shoulders together underneath you. The chest comes up. Easier to reach the hands once the hips are lifted. Getting more of a back bend in here, really finding lift and length through the hip flexors. And then lower it down to the earth. Knees come in chest. Rock it from side to side. And our last variation here, we'll do a wheel pose all together. Always an option to go back to this bridge. But in wheel, the setup is fairly similar. You got your ankles pretty close. Your legs are still hip distance apart. But your hands are planted down on either sides of your shoulders with the fingers pointing down toward your toes. You can walk your hands up so they frame either sides of your head. If you have tight shoulders, giving yourself a little bit more space there. But keep your feet, your knees hip width distance apart as you inhale, lifting not just the hips, but also the shoulders off of the mat. In your bridge pose, drawing the shoulder blades together, staying here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down. Rock from side to side. Nice work. And then we'll rock from forward back, from your tailbone up to your shoulders. Really trying to massage this whole back here. Why not? And step it back into a downward facing dog. Gotta fix this magical moving mat here. And take a moment to be mindful. Notice what's going on in your body. Notice what's going on in this downward facing dog, if this feels any different than it did at the beginning of class. Take a moment to celebrate any little wins. The fact that you're still here. Inhale, lift the right leg back behind you. Exhale, step it through the hands as if for a low lunge, but then walk that right foot back behind the left wrist. Topple the shin down to the earth, and then walk your left leg back behind you. Pigeon pose. This feels really painful. You can always support your left glute with a block blanket. Bring your fingers out in front of your right shin to lift high. And then exhale, walk your fingers away from you. And the forearms down to the mat, maybe even the forehead. Using gravity to get into these deep, strong muscles in your hips. Then we'll press back and meet in a downward facing dog. Lift your right leg back behind you, shake it out, take some hip circles, give it a little love, eventually placing it right next to your left, getting ready for pigeon on the other side, three-legged dog, left heel lifts, step it through, and then walk it over, left shin topples down to the earth. Find a lift of the head. Walk your right leg back behind you to inch the hips back toward the earth and find length through right hip flexor. And then come on down. It's easy to notice what's wrong. It's easy if the side feels tighter than the right. In the same way you would be gentle to a child that's stumbling, be gentle to yourself and your body. Notice that if this side is a little tighter than the other, it needs more love, not more criticism. If the mat feels a little far away today, you can bring your forehead down into the arms, set them up like a pillow, or just grab a pillow and put that under your head if that's close to you. We'll slowly come back out. Downward facing dog. Circle out the hips, shake it out. Reset with your right leg. Take your last breath in the downward facing dog. And then walk your feet up to your hands for a forward fold. Inhale, sweep the fingers up to the sky. Exhale for a chair pose, but don't stay there. Just keep sinking your hips lower, 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 lower until they reach the earth. Laying back all the way onto your back. Take a full body stretch. Draw your right knee into your chest. And then supine twist it over to the left. Your right arm, your gaze extends in the opposite direction. Finding length through the right side of the body. Allow yourself to feel heavy here. To let go of any notion of holding this pose. Let gravity take your hips, your shoulders, your knees closer to the earth. Supine twist in the other direction. Right leg goes long. Left knee comes up to the chest and over to the right. Your right arm can help guide your left knee down to the earth. The right shoulder comes heavy, extends in the opposite direction. Notice the muscles of your face. Relax between the eyebrows and the jaw and the neck. Come back to center. Draw both knees in and find your happy baby. Soles of the feet up toward the ceiling. Grab a hold of your ankles as you draw your knees out to either sides of the body. Grab a hold of the outsides of your feet, if that's accessible. Press your spine all the way through the tailbone into the earth. So you open out the legs to either sides in a very powerful stretch. You can rock from side to side. There's no need to be really serious, really stoic. Find in the true spirit of happy baby. Make any contented sounds to remind yourself winding down, relaxing shouldn't always be painful. And draw the soles of your feet together and allow them to fall all the way down to the earth for reclined butterfly. Bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. Tune into something there. This mindfulness at the end of class can be some of the most fulfilling part of the practice. Let yourself be here. Make a little time, make a little space. To be mindful is just to be present. Extend your arms, your legs long for a final resting pose. If you have any remaining tension in your shoulders or your neck, you can give yourself a quick massage. And then allow your body to be heavy. Imagine sinking down into the floor. It's a soft, warm, sandy beach. Any thoughts, any stories come up? Let them pass, like waves crashing on the sand. Let them go. If you notice you're having a hard time being still, you can do a body scan, starting at the tip of your head, going all the way down to the tip of your toes, just noticing what's going on in your body without judgment. And then as you're ready, begin to wake back up. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, wiggle the face, the nose. Take a big full body stretch. Reach your fingers long. And then hug the knees into your chest. Thank yourself for the work that you've done in your practice today. Begin to rock from side to side, eventually rolling over to whatever side you'd like, pushing yourself up to a seated position. Thank you for sharing this class with me today. Can you tell I'm craving being on a warm, sandy beach, but these moments of mindfulness, just as good. Take care of yourselves. I'm going to end class now, but feel free to hang out in the cool down room because I would love to chat.